Halloween, it is less than 2 weeks away, and like every year, officials are reminding parents just to be vigilant when it comes to checking your child's trick-or-treat candy bag.
Welcome to the table, Dr. Ryan Brown. He's with OU Health, and we appreciate you talking to us. We're focusing on Halloween. So you work at OU Children's Emergency Department. What's one of the most common things that you see kids coming in with on Halloween night?
Bumps and bruises. You know, they're wearing inadequate costumes that they're tripping on. They're not fitting right, so they're falling, they're tripping. So prepare yourself, try on the outfit before you go, wear comfortable shoes, and just make sure that they're wearing a mask that I can take off and on easily, off while I'm walking, on when I'm knocking on the door.
Yeah, curbs and also all sorts of things to trip on. You never think about that.
Well, and it just seems like whenever I'm passing out candy, those kids are in a hurry. They are running fast from house to house because it's like the more the merrier.
That's
so
right. Even
if parents are out there in control, it's just like you got to kind of do everything in advance. I think that's great advice. What are some of the telltale signs about the candy? Because that can be good advice about, there are some things that need to be thrown out.
Right, I always tell parents, one, go in neighborhoods that you trust.
Okay.
Try to avoid anything that looks homemade. Maybe want to put that aside. And if your child does have an allergy or stuff, don't let them into the bag until you've had time to really look through it. Stick with the candies that are well known, that are wrapped, and that you've had time to really look at it. And kids want to eat it while they're trick-or-treating. But just, you can wait till you get home.
For sure. And then what about, how much to eat? I mean, we're asking a doctor, how much sugar should I give my kid? But realistically speaking, what's a good plan for parents and how much candy the kids should eat?
Tell them beforehand we're only going to have a certain amount when we get back, and then allocate it out. Get little baggies, and then just put a handful of the trick-or-treat candy in a bag, and that way you have Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays, and Halloween can last the whole week instead of one tummy ache night.
For sure.
Yeah, that sugar letdown can be brutal for those kids, and then the parents for sure.
Right. And make sure you sneak a little bit for yourself.
There you go.
One for you, two for me.
There you go. I like that. I like that idea. That's what my dad would always be. He's like, oh, I've got to thoroughly check this out. And then you're like, hey, what happened to my Snickers? It's always like,
those are the good ones. You're just making sure it's safe.
Oh, my goodness.
Any other advice for parents? Because we have a lot of moms and dads that are watching during this time. It's always supposed to be a fun time, but, we're just trying to make sure everyone's safe.
Again, plan ahead. Watch Hannah's trick-or-treat, forecast. Know whether, should I take a jacket? Should I not? Comfortable shoes. And just, again, plan ahead. Let the kids know what the expectations are, that we're going to do this for a certain amount of time before we go home. And get started early. You don't want to be out there at 11 o'clock at night knocking on doors.
I had a little girl come to my door one time, and she was freezing. It was a cold Halloween here, and I said, where's your jacket? She said, I didn't want to cover up my outfit. But you got to think about that.
Yes.
Exposure for a long period of time.
Watch the weather report. Wear a blanket till you get up there, and then
take it out.
Here we go.
Oh, I like that idea.
Dr. Brown, thanks so much. We appreciate it for coming in, Ryan. Thanks so much. We appreciate it.